Strike and Spare in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Jan Schmidt along with Kathy Dorr and Lizzie. Michelle Feldman in the lead by 15 pins. Surprise. Do you think it's possible that Michelle Feldman could win a fourth time in Louisville, Kentucky?
Yes. No hesitation.
Okay, think about that a minute, would you?
Well, look at her, though. She looks confident. She looks comfortable. Two killer instincts right there.
Coming up high, and she says, okay, thank you. The 10 pin's gone. It still is a very close match.
You can see Michelle really stays behind her shots, which is awesome for someone that cranks it as much as she does to really stay behind it. But I think lane 14 is obviously hooking more on the back because both ladies are going high.
Well, I want to take a minute and thank Art Higgs, the general manager here at Fern Valley Strike and Spare, as well as Larry Schmidt, the owner, for hosting two events here. It's a wonderful bowling center, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Friendliest people in Louisville.
3 tournaments she's won, 98, 2000, 2002, and that could have been a big one right there.
Well, her ball has so much power. But every once in a while, it hits like one of ours. You see the 7-10 standing there. Once again, I don't know what pin it was, but it rolls around and knocks out the 10 to only leave her the 7 pin, which is huge, to only have a 9 spare, when it could have been a devastating frame for her.
Exactly, a 14-pin match would have been almost even.
That's what happened to Brenda Norman. Brenda Norman left a blower 7-10 on a strike. Changed the whole outcome for her.
Right, she would have probably been in this match otherwise. Or the semifinal match.
One frame changes it all. Again,
Like
Kim
that.
goes high, and I'll tell you, that looked like such a good shot when she let it go. She definitely made an adjustment. She moved in, got the ball right. I didn't see anything wrong with that ball. They're just really jumping at the back end. You can see it as the ball starts to arc into the pocket. It really grabs. But it's doing it for both of them. Unfortunately, Kim's not getting away with the break.
She's not. You know, Kim is having a really, as we talked about, good year. Actually, her lowest finish the entire season is 16th. That's pretty strong. Max score for Feldman, 227. Max score possible for Terrell, 199. That's if they strike out.
Very nice shot. Little high, leaves the 4 pin. Well, Kim told us in her interviews, though, previously, I intend to make the cut every week. And if I don't make the show, I am disappointed.
Yeah, and that's been a change for her. She used to expect to be in the top 10, and she said that's exactly what I got. And that goes to what we talked about a few weeks ago, it's the role you put yourself in.
The role you put yourself in. If you put yourself in the role of bowling fearful, you're not going to make it. And unfortunately, you should know that going into it. You have to put yourself in the role of the survivor, going out there loose and aggressive.
And you have to see yourself as one of those top players. If you don't see yourself that way, there's no way
Yes, you absolutely have to make yourself worthy of being a winner out here. And you will bowl as a winner.
Well, right now, Feldman not liking what she sees.
Now, it's very ironic. On lane 14, the lane they've both been going high, Michelle obviously made the move left, really got the ball right, and it didn't come back, and she leaves the 2-8-10. You can see her ball really skidded down the lane in the conditioner. Whereas if anybody's ball was going to grab to recover, it would have been hers, and
Exactly.
it didn't.
Right. So with that open frame, she has 142 in the 8th, but still in the lead by 13 pins.
Now, everybody has to remember, too, on certain sport conditions, on tougher conditions, ball speed and surface is very important. If your ball's too shiny, too dull, you throw it too hard or too soft, everything matters on a tougher condition. You can see that here.
Everything is magnified. Any little change or mistake is magnified.
Every mistake you'll pay for. That's why you have to be a good spare shooter. Remember, we've said over and over in the past, Jan, clean games win tournaments.
And they've won many of them
tournaments
this
with
year
not
and
high
last
games.
year.
Yes.
Right.
Now she opted to throw her strike ball at the spare. Very interesting. She covers it with ease.
She threw it at a couple of 2-pins also. Up until this event, prior to this break, she had been throwing a spare ball at almost everything. I even saw her throw a spare ball at double wood back in the summer, which is not always recommended.
No. Unless you can throw it as hard as she can.
Right, exactly. So Feldman, the best she could shoot is 192. Terrell, 189. Big shot here.
Really nice shot by Kim.
Finally trips the four.
Finally trips the 4-pin. That's the best shot so far on that lane. And she got the break. You can tell she's moved in. Look at how far left her body is. Finally gets her ball projection right enough so it doesn't jump as hard, but you can still see how it jumped at the end to trip the 4. So 14 is really jumping on the back.
So big 10th frame coming up here. Kim Terrell. If she strikes out or throws the double, she can force Feldman to double.
Very important just to make good shots.
Looks like a good one.
That was really good.
She trusted that one. I thought it would finish a bit more.
Important spare here. Very light. Blows the pins around, but nothing even gets close to tapping out the 10.
Spare it. If she fills it up, not the kind of score she wanted, but it would be 169. Michelle Feldman would need 9 on her first ball. And she wouldn't actually have to shoot the spare. 9 out would be 170. Ooh. Count won't help her there. 167 for Kim Terrell. So Michelle Feldman needs to knock down 8 pins on this first shot.
What do you think, Jan, the odds?
No, she had 7 the last 2 shots, the last 2 frames.
But it's Louisville.
Oh, that's right. 8 pins. Okay. If she gets less, she'd have to maybe spare it. It's Louisville. You're right. A strike for Michelle Feldman. She's looking at the score. I don't. Obviously not happy. You're never happy to, perform at that score. A professional doesn't want to shoot these type of games. However, it's been tough and.
No, but on a sport condition, a 180 game is huge. There's a huge game on certain conditions, but you're right.
There's more to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back.